108 minutes. That's how long President Trump spoke during the first State of the Union of his second term on February 24th, 2016. It was the longest modern State of the Union on record. But length wasn't the headline. The headlines were claims. Major outlets, including PBS, CNN, and BBC, like several key statements tonight, we're focusing on three: tariffs, non-citizen votings, and prescription drug prices. Let's start with tariffs, the thing that he knows the least about. The president repeated a familiar line, that foreign countries pay for his tariffs. Fact checkers say that's false, because anybody that's passed high school economics knows that tariffs are paid by the consumer because the company that they're paying for. Anyway, yes, American payers pay for the taxes. Tariffs are paid by the U.S. importers at the borders. Studies from Federal Reserve Bank of New York found that roughly 90% of the burden from current tariffs falls on American firms and customers. That means you and me. That means higher input costs, higher prices, not foreign governments writing checks to Washington. Non-citizen voting. The president revived claims of rampant non-citizen voting in the United States elections. Audits tell a different story. A 2024 Georgia review found just 20 non-citizens among 8.2 million registered voters. A Department of Homeland Security study reviewing 49.5 million records found about 0.02% required further investigation. Now that's all of them, not just non-citizens, but everyone. That's still a microscopic number. It sure as heck ain't rampant. That's not zero, but it is very far, miles away from rampant. Prescription drugs. Trump promoted TrumpRx.gov, claiming savings of 300 to 600%. Okay, sorry. Mathematically, a 300% drop would imply drugs become free, or it goes to the negative, meaning that the drug companies pay you. So free or the drug companies pay you, either way, or that customers are paid to take them. Hell, you let me pay, I'll take all kinds of drugs. As of late February, the site listed 43 medications. Many already had lower cost generics available elsewhere. 43 is not a lot. I mean myself, I'm on 7. So yeah, and not one of them are on any of his 43. So what's happening here? Political speeches are persuasion tools. They're not peer-reviewed policy journals. By State of the Union address matters. They frame national priorities. They shape political understanding. And when claims stretch beyond available evidence, fact checkers step in. This speech also signals something bigger. The second-term strategy appears focused on economic nationalism, election integrity rhetoric, and consumer cost messaging. Those themes resonate with core supporters. They also energize critics. The 108 minutes link may have symbolized endurance and command, think so. Most of it was him standing doing then pausing, soaking up praise, or depending on perspective, excess. The key question isn't whether politicians spin, they always do. The question is whether voters pause long enough to verify. Because in 2026, information moves faster than ever. Clips go viral in seconds. Context takes longer. So here is the takeaway. On tariffs, evidence shows Americans shoulder most of the cost. On non-citizen voting, documented cases are statistically rare, microscopically rare, less than 0.02% rare. On drug pricing claims, the math simply doesn't add up, doesn't work, and well, yeah. So, this doesn't end the debate, but it grounds it. And grounding matters. If you watched the full 108 minutes, I'm sorry, you likely heard what you expected to hear. If you saw highlights, you saw what algorithms prioritized. Our job as citizens is to look at primary data, credible audits, and independent analysis. Because the State of the Union isn't just a speech, it's a narrative battle over economic reality and electoral trust and household costs. And those issues aren't abstract. They show up in grocery bills, ballots, and pharmacy counters. The speech was long, maddening long. The fact checks were pointed. And trust me, I'm not the only one, and there were more than 3. Debate is far from over. Trust me, I'm not giving this up. What matters now is whether evidence shapes the next 188 minutes of conversation.